Today, talking to with Marianne while I was getting ready to go snorkeling, having lots of problems with my microphones, strange sounds and everything. I changed the microphone, same problem. And then I was telling her how many times I felt in my life, and everybody. I would love people to feel a little bit of what I'm saying, because I felt it so many times in my life, and probably some people just felt it once or twice, or maybe 1,000. And it doesn't matter. The ones who felt it 1,000, if they're not aware, just with one who felt it once and was aware, is in another dimension. So I was explaining that on this audio, and I forgot exactly what I said because those were the words, and this video is the structure, and how relative, absolutely relative, everything is. So the theory of the relativity, it is so relative, that is so important from which perspective, and if possible from which dimension you're coming from. Because if it is a higher dimension conceptually, of some examples that I was putting, and then it's like the no duality, and then you say, okay, is this or everything else? Yeah, so I am aware of that. I am aware that I've been feeling this situation twice or once or 1,000 times. That level of awareness is incomparable with the ones who felt it once and the ones who felt it 2,000, and they are not aware of them. And they, until one of them one day probably talk about that and say, it sounds, and that's what people says, that resounds. When something connects very vaguely, because you haven't been aware of that yet. And once you are aware of that, you think you woke up. Yeah, only on that field. But there are infinite fields, and some people just wake up in that one and keep digging and digging and digging, getting deeper into the cavern. Is the that's the so that's why I'm saying that Plato, well, Socrates, Einstein, and of course, that's how Einstein tweeting, or Einstein tuiteando, or tuitero, was born. And he was born in a portal in between Google and Twitter that doesn't exist Twitter anymore because it is X. So maybe Twitter was Joseph and YouTube is Mary, right? And what I mean is that anything and everything happens, and always. This is the beginning, it's before, this is from before the, the beginning of the Migrant Soul channel. But there is a new reincarnation. Migrant Soul is mixing completely, merging, melting together with Einstein tuiteando. And the meaning is so simple. It's nothing divine, but it's all about perspectives and dimensions. So you don't know where you're going to if you don't know where you are. And many people talk about this, but in the business world. And some of them, they really manage to find them, but only in the business world. And they succeed in the business world, but they feel like, what a small world. Even if, because you are the best one in that one, and there's nobody to share things, because you don't know how to connect with other dimensions, other perspectives, other feelings, and you are all by yourself there, alone with all your gold and richness and titles and successful social life. And wow, congratulations. I'm happy for you that you're not watching this, right? For many reasons. One, because nobody watched these videos. And two, because if I'm talking to myself, it can happen or not. And if I'm talking with someone who knows what the message is about, that someone doesn't need at all this message. He just can have like, yeah, a good time having a glass of water flowing with this message that he or she already felt thousands times before. And they knew what I was talking about because they knew where they were dreaming about.